had my ups and downs with water, but not every good memory I have, but just about every memory I have with the beach has a good memory to go along with it. Before I get into that, I want to talk about more and more people to me that I'm talking to are more aware of what's going on than I would have thought. Like, I was at my friend Vic's party today, and he had a Memorial Day cookout thing, and I won't say who it was because I don't know if they want me to say anything or not. But like the way everything I've said on the show, like they pretty much were talking about out and about, and I was just like, wow, man, this is crazy. Like, this is exactly what I've been saying all these months, like about, you know, some of these things that you might think are crazy, like our internet being taken away, our connection, you know, or at least, I don't know. I feel like it's such a mass communication. It would be so easy to organize something just using Facebook. And if they take that away, try the Twitter. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's only a matter of time before they start limiting the use for common man. All right, so that's crazy. But this is stuff that was coming up. That and you know, the GMOs and just the wealth in this country and stuff. And it's just so funny how, like, I'm looking around at the party and, like, there's, you know, 6 or 7 people there just nodding along, agreeing, like, yeah, exactly. like, damn, this is awesome. Like, so if there's enough people that feel that way, probably more that feel that way than don't feel that way, you know, that it's time for a change, like, then why hasn't something changed? Like, what are we missing? Are we missing a figurehead? Are we missing, like, an ideal or a mantra or something? I don't know what it is. Like, why is it that so many people obviously agree that we're going down the wrong roads? I mean, we should be doing renewable resources and solar roads and I mean, you name it. Like, so much stuff that cut funding in half to the military and would still be the 5th most 5 times over the most powerful, you know, next powerful nation underneath us. I mean, the whole, everything I've talked about, like pills and like pharmaceuticals and where that money goes and funding for that money goes. If you cure cancer, you don't have any more money. Because that's like billions of dollars a year and probably just even public, you know, donations, I'm sure. And all this is coming up, and I'm thinking, why aren't we doing something? Like, why are we settling? Like, I think our lives are content enough. Even, like on a happiness level, I'm more happy than I've been probably ever, like now. Like, hanging out with the family, doing stuff, and, like, having a family. Like, I never had a family growing up, so, like, having that is really kind of special now. But, like, shoot, I got off course. I hate when that happens. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot going on that shouldn't be going on, and a lot not going on that should be going on, and it just seems to all make sense to me. Like, why are we still depending on oil? Why are we doing all this stuff? Because there's money to be made for the top of the rich, and we're all living inside a little rat race. It's this little maze, and we're all trying to find our piece of cheese, and, like, there is no cheese, folks. I don't mean that to sound super negative. It's not what I mean. But, like, if you think there's an end to this suffering, like, and I'm not saying that we're suffering, like, I'm just saying that we need to start thinking about doing something for now, for tomorrow, for our kids, for our grandkids. I just honestly believe, like, why aren't we doing stuff now? Because the rich are getting richer off of the stuff that the poor need. That is the formula. That's the basic formula right there. And they can charge what they want for it. And anywho, so let me get on. 5 minutes of real rage. Um, More on that later. Anywho, I started thinking about times in beaches and water, and I never told you the third reason why I was afraid of water, or didn't like being around water with other people, and I don't know how to explain my fear. It's very personal fear. And so I remember I was at my friend Aaron's house once in his pool, and he was there, I think Jen was there, I think Bob was there, Jeff was there, and Dennis Maynard was there. And I remember Dennis putting his foot on my head and trying to push it underwater, like that was the stuff that kept me from not being afraid of water. Is people fucking with you when you're in the water, like. And I would explain to people up front, like, I'm like, this is somewhat embarrassing, but I am absolutely terrified of water, so please don't mess with me. I know that was probably asking for it right there, but those are the three terrifying moments in water that I can remember that I not even remember, but that apparently happened to me. So, but beyond that, I think about going to the beach as a kid with my uncle, my mother, my grandmother, sometimes, my cousins. And I remember those being just wonderful days, awesome days. After you got parked and you got out there, you got your stuff settled in, blam, you hit the water. And I don't know, when I was a kid, just the beach was there was no internet and there was no handheld electronics. Like, people brought books, yeah, but most of the time people interacted and played together on the beach. And that still does exist to a good degree. But I've noticed from the last few times I've been to beaches in Virginia. But it seems like that's not so common anymore. I feel like I don't know. When I go to the beach, I just love the solitude of it. Even if there's a million people around, you look out at that ocean, like, as far as you can see, and you're just like, damn, this is just a teeny, itty-bitty little piece of the earth. Like, it's so weird. I don't know. Or at least I feel that way. And I used to love the beach at night, especially like during months where there wouldn't be camping or people really on the beach. Maybe if somebody would have a bonfire or something like that. But I used to love that. But the cops would always come to Scusset Beach. Thankfully, they were really cool almost all of the time. We were never breaking anything. We were just hanging out on the beach. And so they're like, you can't be here. Get the hell out of here. Blah, 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 blah. And so, but I remember those memories of the beach. And I remember going with just Corey and Jim, down to Scusset Beach and just going out on the jetty. I think it's what is it? I don't know, maybe an eighth of a mile. It gets out there. It's a pretty long distance. Maybe it's a quarter. I have no idea. I can't. I am terrible with distance. Just awful. But yeah, I mean, I've sat on those rocks and watched the sun come up, and just that was a nice night. I remember that night. I was with the church, with the youth group, and we camped at Scusset Beach. And we all said, all right, we'll get up at 5 or whatever, 4, and we'll go sit out on the rocks. That was nice. I think we might have gotten coffee first. There was a Dunkin Donuts down the road on Scusset Beach that must have had, I think it was this is probably an exaggeration, but 19 cameras in there. It was crazy the amount of cameras they had. It was just probably because they made so much money, because between Scusset Beach and the rest of civilization, the only thing really close, was that Dunkin Donuts. So probably everybody every morning went there and got, their croissants and their donuts and their coffee and tea or whatever. I miss Dunkin Donuts. The regularity of that. That's a big loss to me. Not just not being able to have that on demand, but just that it's not everywhere. There's some camaraderie about people who go to Dunkin Donuts, and in Massachusetts, everybody was just angry at Dunkin Donuts. They didn't want to work there. Nobody wanted to be in line because everybody got somebody in front of them that ordered 37 culottes, and you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Get out of your fucking car, go inside and go get your culottes, okay? Seriously, that used to drive me crazy. Like, unless I could get a number. If I was just like, okay, I want 2 donuts and a coffee, boom. All right, I want a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant and a coffee, boom. Like, that's easy. That's 2 things. Like, maybe I'd get a dozen donuts if I was just going home and bringing donuts home, whatever. But just having them everywhere and knowing the quality of their food is going to be consistent throughout, and like, it's just a fantastic thing. So that's why I miss Dunkin' Donuts so much. What's going on? I'll be out in just a few. That's why I miss Dunkin' Donuts. But the only ones we have here are in Hess stations. They're a gas station down here. And it's make your own. Or there's one on Liberty University. Like I said, it's about as far from my house in Lynchburg as you can get. It's about 15, if you're lucky, 20-minute, if you're not, long drive. Actually, there's a new way to get there, which will cut down maybe 5 minutes. Either way, though, it's very inconvenient if we want anything other than make your own Dunkin' Donuts at a gas station coffee. I guess it's good. Actually, it's really good. Because if I had access to Dunkin' Donuts, I would weigh at least 30 more pounds. I know I would, because it's so convenient and so inexpensive versus places like Starbucks. Like, I don't have a huge problem with Starbucks drinks. I don't like their coffee, most of it. I haven't had every coffee they make, though. But they're very expensive compared to Dunkin' Donuts. Like, up until last summer, I think I could still get a medium regular for $2, which it used to be like $1. I remember I used to get that for. But $2 is okay. But if it was right down like the corner of my street, oh my god, I'd get one every day. 2 maybe, if I could afford it, which I can't. But that would be like $38 a week probably, just on coffees at Dunkin' Donuts. And that could really escalate very quickly. Occasional donut here. Oh my goodness. A sausage, egg, and cheese croissant there, a culotta, you know, it would just get out of control. You know it would. At least for me it would. I'm that hooked on the D&D. Oh my god. I need that shirt. I saw it somewhere once. It's the Dunkin' Donuts logo, but it says Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my god, I want that shirt so bad. If anybody knows where I can order it, it's probably like Think Geek. I'll have to check it out. Anywho, so back to my original point was beaches have always had a very strong memory. You can smell the ocean. Whenever I go back there, I can think those memories and they come back relatively easily. York Beach, Maine. I remember spending quite a few summers there with my grandmother and Mrs. Plummer. Yeah, just all kinds of beaches. We used to go to all different beaches. Sometimes we'd go to closer ones that weren't great, but they weren't horrible. There's that one. It's in Westport, I believe. That's only like a 20-minute drive, and it's a decent beach if you just want something real quick. They used to have that old abandoned lighthouse or buildings and stuff down there. Anyway, yeah, beaches. Son of beaches. Do I have a favorite beach? No, not really. Probably Scusset Beach. Maybe one of the Newport beaches. I've been to beaches in Florida, but it's been a long time. Bermuda. Alright, Bermuda's number 1. That's the best beach. But I do prefer the northern beaches, no matter how cold the water is, versus the central Atlantic, I guess, beaches. They do nothing for me. Thanks for coming back for another one. As always, guys, it means the world to me. It really does. I got hopefully some hot topics this week. I need to go over them and see what I want to actually talk about and stuff. Because sometimes I don't know enough about a subject, and I want to know about what I'm talking about before I start talking about it. So, I don't know. I also want to talk about emotional shutdown moments. I gotta write that down because I won't forget. Have there ever been times in your life where you feel emotionally shut down? Think about that because I want to talk about that. Like, you couldn't feel pain or love or hate or anger or humor or anything like that. I feel like I've had them, and I can't explain why they come on, and I wonder what they are. So I'll dig a little bit deeper into that. You dig into your something else. I don't know. And you guys have a great night, great day whenever you watch this. Let's make people smile tomorrow. And let's just keep on holding out for a miracle. Alright, you guys take it easy, and I will see you next time on episode 66, I believe, coming up. Maybe we'll do the history of Route 66 on episode 66. 666. 667, the neighbor of the beast. Actually, that would be the guy that lived across the street. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time. Road 40. Love you guys. Peace out, homies.